Good morning, everyone. It's me, Ash, and I hope you're having a beautiful Friday morning, getting ready for a beautiful weekend ahead. I'm at the farmers market tomorrow if you want to come and see me and say hello, selling hemp honey and CBD oils. Now, I wanted to talk about today, do we choose our own suffering? Is that a choice? So that is the what I want to discuss today. And I want to know what you think. Do you think that we choose our own suffering, or do you think that suffering is inflicted upon us? Because I've been having some powerful conversations this week with some mentors of mine, some clients of mine, and just exploring this a little bit more deeply. And I've been sitting in meditation and just pondering this as well. And it's very clear to me, and it has been for quite a long time, that yes, we do choose our own suffering. And I'm happy for anyone to prove me wrong on that. I'd love to hear your insight and feedback, and I'm not rigid in my belief around that, but I think it's a good topic to debate and discuss, because we're all going to learn and grow from that conversation. But yeah, from my perspective, right here, right now, where I am at this point in my life, it's very clear to me that we do choose our own suffering, and I've had enormous challenges in my life and been through plenty of suffering and pain and hardship. And every time when I reflect back on that, every time that I suffered, I definitely chose to suffer, or I chose to be triggered and chose to experience that pain. And it wasn't until I chose to pull myself out of that and focus on the positive and the beauty and the magic of life that I was able to move through that. Now, all of those experiences were important for my growth, and I'm deeply grateful for all of the pain and suffering that I have endured in my life, because it's helped me to grow closer towards my fullest potential, and it's moved me closer to love and further away from fear. And that's absolutely beautiful. So deeply grateful for the suffering, but there's a lot of people suffering out there at the moment, and I want to reassure people that there is hope and there is light at the end of the tunnel, no matter how dark it seems. And trust me, I know how dark it can get. It can get very dark when we're choosing to suffer and choosing to be triggered. It can be really difficult and challenging, and it can sometimes seem like there's no way out. But there always is, and I love the Zen proverb that says, "This too shall pass." And that's important to remember that when we're particularly being challenged and suffering and feeling pain and feeling stuck, it's always temporary. And if we just remember that this too shall pass, then that's a pretty powerful one to just come back to and reassure yourself. And surrender is very powerful in those moments of just surrendering into giving yourself time and space to sit with yourself, to sit in silence, to connect with the silence, to connect with your own breath, to connect with your body, to connect with nature. There's so many things that you can do that, they don't cost you anything, and it's just an investment of your time, and they're really easy to do, but very powerful. So, the good news is that we choose our own suffering, but so the positive and the good side of that is that we can choose to find happiness, and we can choose joy, and we can choose love as well. Everything's a choice. Okay, so it's important to remember that. I'd love to hear people's feedback on what they think, whether you've got any insight onto whether we choose our own suffering or not. Let me know in the comments. And but it's an interesting discussion, and the power of the mind is just so incredibly powerful beyond measure. We can literally create our own reality in each moment. We can choose love, we can choose happiness, we can choose joy. There's always going to be, in the world, in this world that we live in, there's always going to be good and bad. We live in a dualistic world, and we forget that we are connected to all things, and we forget that we are God, that we are Creator Spirit, that we are the divine, that we are all of those things. We are the universe, we are the entire ocean in one drop. We're not separate from the whole, but we do forget, and we do live in a dualistic world where there is good and bad, and you can choose what you focus on, and you can choose how you look at things. Even looking at the same thing, you can choose, you might look at a tree and you might think it might be a dead tree like that can look pretty boring and dull and not really have any magic to it. You can choose to look at it that way, as that's not having any magic, but you can choose to look at it and to actually take it in and be like, look at the patterns and the branches and the animals and insects that are living in there and the life force energy that's still in that tree. You can choose, even though you're looking at the same thing, you can choose to look at it as magical, or you can choose not to. It's all a choice, and it's the power of the mind. The power of the mind is just incredible, and once you start learning how to harness the power of the mind, you can completely change your life, and you can start to live in a new world, a new reality that you create for yourself. And it's very powerful. And I just wanted to share that with you guys this morning. And the most powerful way to start doing that is to build a meditation practice. A meditation practice is what anchors you in the present moment and allows you to make that choice for the positive. So if you haven't got a current meditation practice, or if you're a beginner, or if you want to go deeper in your meditation practice, just send me a message. I offer private meditation building sessions. So you can come and sit with me for 45 minutes or an hour, or you could do a shorter 30-minute session if that's all you've got time for. But come and sit with me and I can help to guide you into a deep meditation and teach you the most effective techniques that I know. I've got some very powerful yet simple meditation techniques that work extremely effectively. And if you're interested in deepening your meditation practice, just send me a message and I'd love to organize a private meditation building session with you. Absolutely the most powerful thing you can do in the world at the moment, and it always will be. The most simple things are always the most profound and the biggest game changers. It's people sometimes search for the most fancy things that people can do, and people want to spend all this money on all these different things. And the most simple, coming back to a simple meditation practice, just sitting with yourself in silence with some basic techniques, is the easily by so far, it's ridiculous, the most powerful thing that you can do to help you view the world differently, create your own reality, choose to be positive, choose happiness, choose joy, and choose love in each moment. And it's so easy, and you can do it. It just takes a little bit of discipline, not too much, and the right guidance. So if you need that guidance, let me know. And have a beautiful weekend, guys. Lots of love to you all. Bye.